Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to vlog. I don't like that name, vlog. That's okay. Welcome to the beginning of the off season. This is gonna be a long off season, guys. Plans. Let's talk plans first and foremost, guys. So we did 3 shows this past year. If you kept up with my YouTube, I actually haven't posted much from my 3rd show, but I did wind up winning the overall at the Florida Tournament of Champions, which was a great way to close out the season. And that was about 9 weeks ago now. So what's been up over these last 9 weeks? Well, it's been mostly about getting healthy, kind of, enjoying some free meals and things like that, getting my recovery back up. I've only been training 4 days a week. I'm resting 3 days a week. Cardio is still in the plan a bit, 3 times per week, 25 minutes. So nothing crazy, but my recovery, it's #1 right now, and prioritizing health. The thing is, man, like, you can try to grow post-show and you're really insulin sensitive and you can start pushing a ton of gear, but at the same time, dude, your CNS is so tapped out that it just does not really make sense to try to start pushing your strength, all those types of things. I did that last year, and I wound up getting a tiny little injury, but it was just frying me every single week. And honestly, the gains that I did make were a lot of water. It was thick. It was kind of not really worth it. So we're in a great spot right now, guys. I just pulled blood work yesterday, so we'll probably get that back within the next week. By the time I record this next vlog, we'll just call it that. And we'll see how everything's looking, man. So the plan is really 1.5 to 2 years for off season. I plan on getting gyno surgery around, within the next year or 2. We'll see. I mean, it's going to cost some money, and I've got a few surgeons that, I'm going to get quotes from and things like that, but that's just got to happen, man. It's just part of the process. There's a few other things too, I'd like to, improve and work on in terms of hair and skin and things like that, man. It's for men's physique, you got to be pretty. But either way, that's for the stage, for the most part, my gyno doesn't really show too bad, but as I'm really lean, it's there's something there, so I just want to get that removed and not have to really worry about it. So yeah, like I said, guys, about 1.5 to maybe 2 years before I step on stage again, so it's time to really pack on some serious mass. So like I also said, we're 9 weeks post show now. I just pulled bloods. I've been maintaining a good body composition. I'm very insulin sensitive still, so now we're going to be able to really push the food and actually grow from it and push some of the compounds up and get the response we're looking for from them. So I'm really excited, man. I'm actually here right now at Sushi Yama. I'm going to grab some sushi. I just did legs earlier, and it's going to be a nice little treat for myself. All you can eat sushi for $22. Can't beat it, man. Anyways, guys, if you are tuning into this video, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead, hit the like, comment, subscribe, all that, stuff for YouTube, the algorithm, all that stuff. And guys, I also have a Discord now that is free, and you can get access to all the things that I can't talk about on YouTube in that Discord. So go take a look at that. That's in the link below. Now let's go eat some sushi.
We got it. A letter. Oh, Monday's okay. No, whether it's a call. No, so I'm going to give the lunch today.
It's delicious, thank you.
You want anything else, or you good for now?
For now, I'm good. Yeah, thank you. I'll keep the menu.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, 40 pieces of sushi down. I could eat more, but I don't want to like gorge myself. I still have 2 more meals to eat today. Now, what I like to take with a free meal, I take this with my higher carbohydrate meals, is this stuff called Lipivate. So this is from PE Science. My discount code is in the link below, but what this is, it's called a leaning agent, which, yes, it does help keep you leaner, but it doesn't do that in terms of your like traditional fat burner to where it's going to make you like hot and sweaty and jittery and all those types of things. It's 100% non-stimulant. What this does is helps push your carbohydrates better towards your fat cells, not your fat cells, but towards your muscle cells, right? So this is going to help clear the blood of glucose, of blood sugar, and put it into the muscle ready to use for your next workout. Now, when we're able to clear blood sugars better, our body can get back into a state of lipolysis and using fat for fuel. So this is my secret weapon. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 of them right now. Now, you can take, it says 1 capsule up to 3 times per day, but this is my biggest carbohydrate meal and I haven't taken any today so far, so we're going to load in 3 right now. You get 84 servings in here. I don't know exactly the price on this, but dude, this stuff is great. Just be careful not to burp it up, so it does not taste good if you burp it up. Okay, so a bit more sushi talk. So guys, when I go out for a free meal, I don't like to go too crazy high on the fats because my diet is not super high fat to begin with. So if I start throwing a ton of fats at my diet, it can really throw my digestion off. And what I like to do with a free meal is to keep it kind of similar to my diet. I don't want to go too, far off the extreme, off the deep end in terms of where like that free meal is going to screw me up for like the rest of the day or into the next morning. I want it to be like somewhat close, somewhat similar to like what I would typically eat already. That way my body knows how to handle it. If I'm going like real crazy, it's best to kind of... That's everything, man. No, that's okay. I'd like it, but yeah, I'll go fall asleep after that. Yeah, thank you, man. Like I was saying, guys, I like to keep my free meals within the means of what I typically eat. Now, it doesn't mean there's not a time and a place where I won't like go off the deep end and go a little bit crazy, but really, like, think in terms of damage control. Like, is that really worth it, or can I have this at another time where it would be more worth it? Like a wedding cake, sure, celebrate the wedding, but it's a Wednesday afternoon or a Thursday afternoon. Do I really need the ice cream or the super high fat cheesecake or something like that? Maybe not. Maybe save those for a special occasion and keep your free meals within something that you can actually handle. So let's get out of here. Let's go finish out the rest of the day. Let's go pay this guy. He hooked me up. So see you. Okay, guys, so we had sushi yesterday. It's like the next day right now. I'm going to be chilling for the next little bit, and you see here, guys, like, this is all within my diet. So I've got 2 protein brownies that I made here. I've got some oats and some berries, and then I'm eating ice cream. So all my diet you guys have seen so far is sushi, ice cream, brownies, and oats. Like, where's the bodybuilding food at, Matt? This is the bodybuilding food, guys. This is protein ice cream. Made it with my Ninja Creamy. Okay, I'll be honest. Well, look, dude. I mean, this stuff, it's ice cream. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm not great about preparing the ice cream in advance because you have to prepare the ice cream the night before if you want ice cream tomorrow. Usually when we want ice cream, we want ice cream right now. So if you're going to get a Ninja Creamy, load up like 4 or 5 of them in your freezer. That way, like, you always have one in the chamber ready to go. But just another way to get your protein. I've mostly been drinking protein shakes. I know if you kept up with me during my contest prep, I'll make that like protein sludge. That stuff does not taste good right now. I would not expect someone who's not super hungry to eat that. So, guys, right now I'm going to be chilling. I just got like a facial done, which was nice. It's Friday. I'm going to go to the sauna. I'm going to do some cardio at the gym. I'm going to do some abs. and maybe some forearms actually, because I think I want to start training my forearms just a bit, like doing some reverse curls and stuff. Might as well get a nice pump if I'm gonna be walking around the gym, right? So, guys, yeah, man, I will show you guys how I make these things, especially the protein brownies. They are mind-blowing, the macros on them, man. It's like 10 grams of protein, 2.4 grams of fat, and like 3 grams of carbs, if you can believe that. And I'm serious, guys. Look, this is no joke. Like, they're not just like some crappy little brownies. These are delicious. They're chewy. Man, I love my diet, man. Here's the thing. We got to talk more about nutrition and diet and things like that over the off season. But the reality is, guys, this can be your lifestyle. I'm not saying you have to do bodybuilding shows. Brownies, man, they're good. But you can eat ice cream and be in great shape. You can eat brownies and be in great shape, and you can feel great. You can eat a brownie and go do cardio at the gym. It's not like you're burning that brownie off. No, that brownie is actually fueling you, or that ice cream that you ate, that's protein ice cream, is actually fueling you and helping you recover. It's going to all be a part of your program. And now, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've gotten creative, I've gotten fancy with these things. You know, you don't necessarily need to be able to do all these if you're someone who's just more basic and you like to eat basic. But as you get along and as you get more advanced, you learn a couple recipes. Then you're like, do I really want to go out for pizza, or do I want to make a protein pizza? And I'm not trying to turn anybody into like a hermit or anything like that, but like, all right, do I want to go out and pay $47 for like 2 hamburgers and a bag of french fries from Five Guys, even though Five Guys is amazing? Or do I want to spend $13 and get some lean ground beef patties, some sweet potato fries, or whatever fries, you know, have control over the macros a little bit more, and have peace of mind about it, not be waking up like, why am I still tasting Five Guys? I just ate it last night. How am I still burping this up? I don't want to have a food hangover. I want you guys to not have to have food hangovers too. Doesn't mean we never go out and enjoy things, but if we can enjoy a majority of our things at home, it keeps us closer to that 100% being on point and making an A+ in the gains department, because I'm dumb everywhere else. All right, guys. Catch you guys later on. See you when I see you. Okay, guys, so we're going to get down to business actually in the kitchen today, and I'm going to show you guys one of my recipes, which is going to be the protein brownie recipe. So we're going to need a few things here. First things first, we're going to need a large mixing bowl, and they are protein brownies. So we've got some Rise Cosmic Brownie protein powder. This is going to be a blend, guys. So this is a whey isolate, instantized whey concentrate. What else is in here? It does have some sodium caseinate, which I don't know if that's actually contributing to any of the protein in here. Anyways, you got a whole bunch of artificial flavors and colors, because they have these little candy bit pieces. But we're making some protein brownies, so you can use any protein that you like. A good protein to use would probably be like something like Select protein as well. Guys, you can get a discount on this stuff at Southern Muscle. This would be a good baking protein because you have whey and casein in there. So a blend. You can do a pure whey isolate. I've done these with a pure whey isolate and they came out just fine. But this is what we got right now, so this is what we're going to go with. So let's go through the rest of the dry ingredients. So first things first, of course, protein powder. We're going to go ahead and do 2 scoops of protein powder into our mixing bowl. And you also, guys, want to have your food scale. So I'm going to measure out some things. I'm just going to go for scoops of protein, but I've done this recipe so many times now that I pretty much have it without even having to look at the actual recipe. Okay, next we're going to need is 90 grams of oat flour. I've already measured this out, guys, like I said, on the food scale. So this is going in with the protein. Now this is oat flour, guys. All it really is I just blended it up. It's just quick oats, you know, what I eat for breakfast every day. But I went ahead and just blended that up. You can buy oat flour from the store, but you're gonna save more money just buying yourself a little hand blender and blending it yourself versus paying for someone else to blend up oats for you. Okay, now next, guys, we have to make these chocolatey, right? So we have Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa Powder. Sometimes I'll use some of this stuff too, which is like more of that Oreo. This is black cocoa powder. So I'm gonna use a little bit of both of these. We're going to use a total of 60 grams. So I'll do like 40 of this. I'm glad this thing was sealed because I would have just poured this all over my kitchen. I'm gonna do 40 grams of this and then another 20 of the black cocoa powder. So we're gonna get that on the food scale, zero out the food scale here, and just pour that in until we hit 40 grams. 40. And then we're gonna go 20 grams of the black cocoa powder. You don't have to do this. You can use any cocoa powder you like, but I've been freestyling this recipe a little bit lately. And that's really what it is, guys. I mean, as long as you have the totals accounted for, like I have 90 grams of oats in here, I've got 2 scoops of protein in here. The cocoa powder is contributing like 5 or 10 calories maybe. Then the rest of the ingredients we're gonna account for, which we'll get into as we get into that. So next, guys, this ingredient may shock some people. It's going to be Splenda. So now brownies are sweet, right? And they contain a lot of sugar and a lot of fat. So this is a 0-calorie sweetener. You can use whatever you prefer. If you like stevia, monk fruit. I like sucralose. It just does the best on my stomach. I don't get any issues with it. Now the amount I'm gonna pour into here is going to seem pretty absurd. I'm gonna use 130 grams of Splenda. And now, guys, this measures just like sugar. So if you think about how much sugar is actually in something, yeah, this is how much sugar would be in something. However, there's 0 calories in this. So I'm gonna dump a bunch of Splenda in here till we hit about 130 grams. So that's only 30. This is gonna look insane once I show you guys. Alright, like literally it looks like I'm just eating freaking Splenda at this point. So yeah, it's quite a bit, guys, but just keep in mind how much sugar you'd probably actually use, like a cup or 2 of sugar to make brownies. You'd pretty much use the same amount with the Splenda. But I don't measure things in cups, guys, and any of my clients' plans that I create, I don't put like cups and ounces and milliliters and grams. Like everything is just in grams or milliliters if it's a liquid. And grams are going to equate to milliliters on your food scale either way. So everything is just simple in grams. Like measuring cups and all that stuff, it can be a bit inaccurate because you can pack a measuring cup. That's just a whole totally different topic. We're not going to get into that, but you get my point. Keep it simple. All right, next, guys. So this is going to give it a little bit of rise. This is baking powder, okay? So it's going to give them a little bit of a fluffiness to it. You can add as much as you'd like and they're going to become really fluffy, or you can add as little as you need and they'll just be lightly fluffy. So I'm going to mix that in there. I'll just hand mix it a little bit and then I'll start adding in the wet ingredients. Now we're going to start with our wet ingredients, guys. So what we're going to need for that is we're going to need 1 can of pumpkin. We're going to need some vanilla Greek yogurt. I've also used applesauce, like an unsweetened applesauce instead of Greek yogurt before, but the Greek yogurt comes out just fine. We're going to need some vanilla extract. Oh, actually we forgot one more dry ingredient, which is salt. So we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not to make them salty, but it brings out the flavor. Okay, so just a bit of salt in there. And that's it for dry ingredients. So like I was saying, we got vanilla extract, we got Greek yogurt, we got a can of pumpkin here, which make these super low calorie. We got 2 whole eggs. We got some peanut butter. And then for a topping, I want to use these sprinkles, man, because I want these to look like cosmic brownies by the end of it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead in with our can of pumpkin. Now, the macros on this, guys, for the whole entire, well, for 120 grams, we're going to use the entire can. It's 0.5 gram of fat, 11 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. So in this entire can, there's about 30 or 40 grams of carbs. So if you want to eat the entire thing of the entire pan of brownies, I'll post the macros on what that would be at the end of this video. And now guys, like, people like don't like pumpkin, I get it. However, you do not taste pumpkin in this recipe whatsoever. Okay. This is a hack. I mean, one, it's a superfood, guys. Pumpkin, you're gonna get a lot of beta carotene, which is going to be converted into vitamin A in the body, which is good for your skin, it's good for your eye health. So it's definitely a necessary thing to incorporate. You know, people say like you should eat things in season, which it's pumpkin season. I don't really know how much that actually matters, but I eat these every week now. So that makes me better than you. Just kidding. Alright, so it totals out, guys, to about 400 grams of pumpkin. And then I'm going to go in with 120 grams of Greek yogurt. So this is great value, guys. Walmart, shout out Walmart. This is basically light and fit Greek yogurt. It's the exact same macros, but it's the Great Value brand, the Walmart brand. So this is my go-to. So, this is my go-to for it. Okay, we're gonna get out 120 grams of this stuff. This is also something you don't taste. Now, if you're someone who has a dairy allergy or you just can't do dairy, now guys, Greek yogurt, it's pretty much, I can do it no problem, and I don't typically do that much dairy. But I seem to get away with it. Whey isolate, protein powders, I seem to get away with. Now, if I go into like cheese and all those types of things, that's where I'm kind of rolling the dice. Okay, so we got our 120 grams of yogurt in there. Vanilla extract. I'm gonna go about 15 grams of this. Milliliters, grams, guys, the exact same thing. So I'm not even gonna change the setting on my scale. Boom. Got 15. So here's what we're looking like so far. I know, it looks like a mess. Okay, we're gonna crack in our 2 eggs, which this one's already cracked. Walmart pre-cracked it for us. Now, you don't have to use eggs either, guys. It's not necessary. You can use more peanut butter, you know, but we're gonna get some protein from the eggs, and then we're also gonna get a little bit of fats from the eggs, and then the eggs kind of give it a little bit of a fluffier consistency. So that's why we're using eggs. And then we're gonna go 30 grams of peanut butter. You can use any type of nut butter you'd like. All right, so this is what we have before mixing. Now it's time to mix. You can mix this with your hand and get a arm workout in basically, but this is the best purchase I've made this year, which is going to be a hand mixer. There you go. I got this for like 16 bucks. Pop these in. It's gonna get really loud, so I'm gonna silence the video here, but I'm gonna blend this, incorporate it all together, and you'll see what it looks like after. Okay guys, so that's what we get after hand mixing, and that took 2 minutes versus standing here all day and trying to mix this with my arm. The next step in the process is to start cooking these. So we're gonna get out some parchment paper. I never really like understood this stuff. I guess it's non-stick, but I still spray it. So we have a tinfoil baking sheet, which I just reuse these two, guys. Like, if you don't destroy them and you just use parchment paper, I've used this probably now 5 or 6 times. So layer in the parchment paper. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then, like I said, I spray the parchment paper. I know it's supposed to be non-stick, but I want every bit of my brownies. I don't want to have to sacrifice them to the parchment paper. And then this helps layer the parchment paper and the baking tray with the brownie mix. Alright, so once you've got that in the baking tray and the parchment paper, just spread it around with a spoon to be sure it's even, that way it cooks evenly. And then what I'm gonna do is top it with sprinkles. And then guys, these are gonna go in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. And let's take a look when they're done. Hell yeah. Guys, so this is it. I went pretty crazy with the sprinkles. Now these are going in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes at 350 degrees. And I'll see you guys when they are complete. Okay guys, so all that's left to do now is to cut the brownies into your desired portion. So let's make these about the size of what cosmic brownies are. A little bit of chocolate there, it's okay. They're gonna be nice and fudgy, especially in this middle part. Yep. Okay, one more, so we'll wind up with, I think, about 12. Okay. Here's the best thing about the parchment paper is that you just pull it out of this and then you're able to just make your cuts. So let's go here. I'll cut these into thirds now. One and one more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3, which is 12 brownies. So you divide all the ingredients up by 12, and then each brownie is going to be roughly those macros. So let's pull out. Honestly, this is the prettiest one. I'm gonna pull this one right out. Oh, it's so hot. It's literally piping hot. I should have let this cool down more. But that's what we're working with, guys. Protein brownies, delicious. All right, going in for a corner piece here. There's a lot of heat coming off of this still. Burning my mouth for you guys.